A North Carolina soldier accused of using classified information to win more than $400,000 on a prediction market will appear in New York federal court today. Prosecutors say that Master Sergeant Gannon Van Dyke placed $33,000 in wagers ahead of the January operation to seize Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
Van Dyke is a special operations soldier at Fort Bragg, but the case has been moved to New York City, where the company behind the prediction market is based. The soldier is free out on bond.
Joining us again, our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes. Khalif, we've been talking about this over the last couple of weeks. Multiple charges for, basically this is insider trading. You're looking at wire fraud, misusing government information. What sort of carries the heaviest legal weight when you're looking at these charges?
You got a lot of them.
That's a lot, yeah.
Wire fraud, 20 years in prison, can increase to 30 if it involves financial institution or disaster relief fraud. And this doesn't do that, but 20 years. Commodities fraud, 25. Theft of non-public government information, 10. Unlawful use of government confidential information, 5. And unlawful monetary transaction, 10. So theoretically 60 to 70 years, and these typically would stack on top of each other. The issue is he wouldn't be in the top of the range, and so a judge would have the discretion to be in the mitigated or the presumptive range. Federal sentencing guidelines give those judges that discretion, and it gives the judge discretion to divert or deviate, I should say, from those ranges. And so it's rarely imposed at that statutory maximum. Typically, it's going to be somewhere in the middle, but we have history of these types of things happening where folks have been hurt. Not like his case where it was more individualized, but when you're talking about like families and elderly being deceived in the course of the fraudulent activity, then that's where you're seeing the maximum sentences being imposed.
And considering this happened on, again, one of the more newer platforms that we have seen kind of enter the legal world here, how much does this signify as to whether we are fully in a digital age, the crypto era, if you will, of court cases necessarily? How much of what we have seen just over the last, say 10 or 12 years impacts what kind of ruling we would get on a digital age case here in 2026?
I think it depends on how much interaction the person that's presiding over the case has had in these type of markets. The Polymarket, which is the largest prediction market platform out of all of them, if the judge is unfamiliar with it, if they're just looking at it as some other, internet, novelty, then it won't have much bearing. But if they're extremely familiar with it and they recognize how it works and how this would mislead other folks in that market, then yes, it could be harsher. If you're attempting to deter this type of activity from happening again, it could also be harsher. So you could guarantee that prosecutors will be asking for the maximum sentence, and then defense will be asking for the lower end, and the judge will ultimately be somewhere in the middle. But it's when you're looking at technology, if the people that are enforcing the laws and creating the laws don't have any interaction with it, then it's hard for them to get an understanding. I just can put it in perspective of not the AI or crypto type of stuff, but just insider trading, just type of wire fraud, any type of like commodities fraud. Bernie Madoff, he got 150 years. And that's probably the closest to these type of cases that are out there where you've had these high type of sentences. But again, those are distinct from this one because you had a lot of elderly and folks' life savings that were taken. This is just, okay, do we want folks to participate in this market? Because the Trump administration has said, we like these type of prediction markets. This just puts them in a bad scenario now where you have someone taking advantage of it while in the course of doing their action for the government.
Khalif, in this case, Polymarket flagged the activity. They alerted authorities. You can tell they're trying to shift the blame, going, hey, this is individual users here. Yep. Don't hold me accountable for this. If you're, as a defense attorney, if you're defending this Fort Bragg soldier, it looks like he possibly did this, allegedly he did all this, winning $400,000. Yeah. How do you defend it? Do you just try to do least amount of charges?
Spoken like a true defense attorney. It looks like he at least allegedly did it.
I think maybe. I tried to use all the words I've learned from you.
What I can say is that what they're saying is that he is directly involved with the planning, execution, and operation to capture Maduro. And so first I'd have to figure out, well, how, was he distance off? Did he actually have any connection to this classified information? And so we'd just be working backwards. But if they're able to show that, then yeah, we're trying to plead to one of these and not all 6 of these. And that's the goal, is to try to mitigate a lot of this sentencing. I mean, yes, it would be hard if these allegations are true to find a way to ensure that he doesn't do any active time, which I think would be extremely rare. It's looking like he'll be doing some time, just not 60 to 70 years.
All right. Khalif Rhodes, Chief Legal Analyst, thank you so much here for your take.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.